Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan Fazza's official channel, where royalty meets the rhythm of the heart. Today, we bring you a soul-shaking revelation, a script carved not from ink but from the deepest corners of emotion. The title says it all: she is the woman I am willing to fight for. This is not just a story of love, it is a war of honor, of destiny, and of sacrifice. In the quiet corridors of the royal palace and the roaring silence of private thoughts, one truth remains undeniable. Love chooses whom it wants, regardless of consequence. She wasn't just a woman who passed through my life like a whisper. She was the storm that lingered. Her presence was not meant to be temporary. It challenged my beliefs, questioned the rules I was taught to uphold, and exposed the fragility behind my royal armor. She did not arrive with the intention of becoming a queen. She arrived as herself, raw, real, and wrapped in courage. And yet, without effort, she became the sovereign of my heart. From the first moment I looked into her eyes, I recognized something that terrified me. This was not a fleeting infatuation. Her gaze didn't ask for attention, it demanded respect. Her words weren't rehearsed like those I'd heard at royal events. They were sincere, unfiltered, and powerful in their simplicity. In a world full of expectations, she never tried to impress, she simply existed, and that alone was enough to make me question everything I knew. I knew choosing her would not be easy. Tradition, duty, and public image have weighed on my shoulders since birth. People assume royalty means freedom, but often it is a prison gilded in gold. But her love taught me that true freedom is the ability to choose who you fight for, and I choose her. She is not a woman I love in secret. She is the woman I am willing to stand for in the face of judgment, opposition, and even exile if necessary. I have heard the whispers behind the palace walls. The disapproving stares, the murmurs from distant relatives, the questioning glances from old allies. But none of it matters when I think of her. Their opinions fade when I remember how she steadied my trembling hands during moments I couldn't show the world I was breaking. She is my confidant, my anchor, my truth in a world of polished lies. When I walk into official meetings and smile for cameras, they don't see the battle within. The struggle to balance tradition and love, heritage and heart. But when I return home and feel her arms wrap around me, all those burdens dissolve. In her silence, I find answers. In her laughter, I find peace. In her very existence, I find the strength to carry on, not as a prince, but as a man. I have met countless people, dignitaries, celebrities, admirers. But no one ever saw me the way she did. She didn't look at my title. She saw the boy who still seeks purpose behind the crown. She saw the man torn between two worlds. And she loved me, not because of my status, but in spite of it. That is why I will fight for her with everything in me. Because she believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. There was a moment, late at night, when she asked me if I would ever regret loving her. I didn't answer immediately. Not because I doubted, but because I realized the weight of that love. It's not the kind you walk away from. It's not the kind that fades. It's the kind that builds kingdoms or burns them down. And so I told her, with a trembling voice, if loving you is a mistake, then let history remember me for that mistake alone. I know war may await us. Not of swords or blood, but of resistance and pain. But I am no longer afraid. Her love has trained me for battle. She is not just someone I love, she is the very reason I choose to rise again each time I am brought down. I will shield her from harm, defend her name when it is dragged, and lift her spirit when it wavers. not because it is my duty, but because it is my honor. Some say love is weakness, but they have never known a love worth fighting for. They have never had their soul etched into another's heartbeat. They have never stood before the world and declared, "This is my choice. She is my home." I stand here not as a crown prince, but as a man deeply, irrevocably in love, and that is more powerful than any title. I cannot promise her a life free of trials, but I can promise her that she will never face them alone. I can't guarantee that the world will understand us, but I vow to make sure she never doubts her place in mine. In every war, in every challenge, in every storm, I will be beside her. Her name will be protected not by palace guards, but by the beating shield of my heart. Our love is not one built in secret chambers. It is carved in defiance, sculpted with sacrifice, and lit by the fire of unwavering loyalty. I don't need a royal decree to call her mine. I need only my voice, my choice, and my soul, and all of them belong to her. I fight not just for her presence, but for our future, for the children we may one day raise, and for the legacy of choosing love over everything. This is my confession, my declaration, and my oath to her. She may never wear a visible crown, but she reigns in the palace of my soul. Let them talk. Let them oppose. Let them doubt. I will keep choosing her, again, again, and again. Because she is the woman I am willing to fight for. And if that fight takes my last breath, so be it. It would be the most honorable way to live, and to love. There came a day when I stood before the mirror, not as a royal, not as Sheikh Hamdan the Crown Prince, but as a man asking himself a single question. What is the price of love, and am I truly ready to pay it? Her image flashed before my eyes, not just her face, but her strength, her patience, the way she bore the weight of being the woman beside me, without asking for anything in return. The world around me was designed to separate us. The laws of bloodlines, the expectations of centuries, the whispers of court advisors urging me to make the right decision, they were all screaming against what my heart had already decided. And yet, in that silence before the storm, I heard her voice echo inside me, reminding me of a promise I hadn't even made aloud yet. I would never abandon her. She has endured more than anyone should. She has watched me walk into public events and smile beside women chosen by protocol, while she sat at home holding in tears no one ever saw. She has received letters from anonymous people urging her to leave, to disappear, to make way for a more suitable partner. She never told me about most of them. I found them in a drawer once, neatly stacked, untouched and unanswered. That's how I knew she was stronger than I ever imagined.